Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play The Witness. So here's where we left off. And I did a little bit of looking around, just because I wasn't really happy with where we left off on the last episode and how that episode went. So I think I have a couple new ideas. I think that I need to take a look at that path in the tree houses, because I think I was originally going to look at that other path to see if maybe that one of those puzzles had another ending, that I haven't tried. Or I might have even looked and not noticed it. I don't really remember. But we ended up here and started this, so I kind of want to work on this, and if we get stuck, then we have a fresh idea to go ahead and move on to the other area, since we have an idea of how to continue that. So we have a little bit of an out if we get stuck here. And I did speak with Stryker about this. He didn't give me any spoilers. He did tell me that this was the most frustrating for him. Apart from the bird puzzle, which he didn't like, but this was a different kind of frustrating, so that doesn't give me a lot of hope. A couple things I noticed when I was looking around in here, though, is because this was a slope upwards, right? So I was looking at these, and first of all, those shadows of the statues up there, they're the exact same shadows as these guys that are not on their pedestal, which is creepy. I already mentioned that they were creepy. But anyway, they're going from more crouched to more erect, which kind of reminds me of like the evolution of man graphic. But it's also like another ramp, right? So it's going upwards. This is going upwards, and also these piles of salt right here are also going lowest to highest. So I don't have proof yet that that's accurate, but I wanted to see if maybe that has some validity to it. I also don't like that it says that it's wrong, and then you basically have to wait to see if it's like actually telling the truth or not. Like, that bugs me. But a big issue with these kinds of puzzles is that there's no way to go diagonal like I want, unfortunately. Interesting. It sounded like I heard two different noises. Well, there are... How many different combinations do we have? So let's just try some combinations. Oh, I need to wait, right? Because we're fairly confident it needs to cover that up. I mean, maybe it doesn't. I mean, it did over here. It is making two noises. It sounds like it's confirming that it's wrong, basically. I want to go low, high. Because when I was going like this, like this. That's low high. But we have to cover that up. How many different combinations do these things have? Well, we might be heading back to that treehouse area sooner than I thought. Okay, well, we went straight up and straight down and over. We did this. We did this. We do this. We did now. Okay, now I don't think we have any combinations if we turn here because we have no way to go up here. So do this. I think that's only one for that. I feel like, how do we... Let's try up here first. This is different. So, it's an exclusion puzzle, right? How do you work? Because there's only so many ways. Oh boy, well, this is kinda... I can see why this is frustrating. The only idea that... I don't know. I'm not really sure. I wish I knew what this symbol stood for. Because it could be like a... things are not what they seem. 'Cause basically they're wrong and then they become right. So there's change. And all these are change. Change. But I don't think it will allow us to basically be wrong. Like, forget the other rule, be wrong, and then get it right. I don't... Right? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that is what it's telling us to do. Now that didn't give me quite as much information as I was hoping, because I clicked on the puzzle to start it again, like right away, right when it was flashing. So maybe it is a question what you know kind of thing, like I was saying. Like, ignore the rules. Exception to the rule. Now what does that mean? Now the caltrops went away. It dinged. Hang on. No. I was hoping that maybe if it dinged, I could like hit the button again and it would advance. Kind of like what happened. Because I think I can solve this again. Yeah, it's dinging like it's right. So, what if I make the... No. So why isn't it advancing the puzzle then? Because it's letting you ignore one thing. Well, if that's the case, why won't you let me... Because it can't ignore that many things, maybe? Weird. I mean, that seems like what is happening. Lets you ignore the rule once. But didn't like that. Do they have to be connected somehow? Like in the same open space? That seems likely. But now what is this? It's not there. Or is it? Yeah, I think it is there. Because there's no way. I guess there's a way. Love it when I contradict myself. Okay, well it's not there, so you have to follow the rules. Okay, well how are we gonna ignore one? I see how to ignore two. I mean, I could do that, but that's not gonna work because they're separate. Yeah. Now that I've solved it, I can only solve it. Because I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same as what we just solved, except with that little symbol. Whatever it means. I can't do two. Only one. Maybe only that one? That's the one it can accept. No. Can't be blocked off from that. Well, shoot, because I don't know how to go about Because these aren't at intersections, so the only way to get to them is to go straight. Unless we cover up all of them except for... No, because then I can't do... I hope you see my dilemma here, because clearly I'm not doing a very good job articulating my thoughts at this moment in time. Okay, let's look at this again. Oh boy, that won't work. Okay. But we can have one exception. No, it has to be, oh god. No! Has to be connected, so that won't work. That's two exceptions. Okay, now it's itty bitty. Jeez. The mouse sensitivity is really strong. I'm curious if that's an actual setting I could turn down. I haven't even looked. I should probably do that. That won't work. I need to figure out what I want my one exception to be. Anyway, I was gonna talk about, so in Greek mythology, depictions of gods, well, I guess in Greek, I don't know, art of their gods or whatever, but it's popular in depictions of Greek gods that they are, like in any representation of art, that they're actually larger than real life, so maybe these are like supposed to be Greek gods. I mean, it could be like evolution. He looks a little more bedraggled than that guy. Looks more reformed. So, and also the friendship between him and the bird is developing. See, he's like clutching it there. And there, it's just sitting in his hand. Here, it's opening its wings. It's like on its wrist. And here, it's perched on his shoulder. So, it's like two unlikely friends. So, this guy, the god, is an unlikely friend with someone else. But everybody else has to obey the laws of nature. Oh gosh. Maybe that's our exception. There we go. Is this the same? No, there's a green. Extra green. So we had that be our one exception, and I think we can still do that. Yep. Now what is that? Almost too far away for me to see. Are they just squares? I think they're just squares. But I can do this. If I'm right about this rule, I could see why this would be so frustrating to Striker, because this is the absence of rule. That I feel like that would just like make his head explode. Because remember when I had mentioned way back in like maybe, I don't know what episode. It's not episode 1, I know that much. I had said that usually I'm all for chaos. Or maybe that was a comment, that wasn't even an episode. But anyway, I'm very chaotic, like, I made a D&D reference in the first episode, I know that for sure. So like when I play D&D, usually I'm like a chaotic character, because sometimes I like to question what, I don't know, my characters that I roleplay, just, they kind of make their own rules. They don't like following the rules. I mean, they follow the rules, but they don't feel like they're doing it because of the lawmaker. But anyway, in D&D, like, I like to just do things that are fun. And while I don't like blatantly ignoring the rules, I don't know how that will work. So while I don't like blatantly ignoring the rules, I also don't really feel like you need to adhere to them as fastly as some people do. And Striker's definitely one of those people that is a stickler for the book. He's gotten much better, I will give him that. But earlier on in our D&D adventures together, we would sometimes have sessions where we would spend hours debating rules, and that was just like, I almost stopped playing D&D because of that. Because there was not really a lot of playing going on. It was mostly debating rules. And I just want to do cool stuff. So, but he's a lot better now than he was. But point being, he doesn't like abandoning rules and just doing things all willy-nilly. And while you're not really totally abandoning the rules, oh my gosh, that would be interesting. Abandoning, there we go, the rules, you are kind of bending them, I suppose. There we go. Well, that activated more than one thing, but that doesn't help us until we can get up there. So now, why is that pathway not lit up? I feel like they would all need to be lit up for this to work. Okay, back to this. Yes, this puzzle. I don't feel like I'm really struggling with the concept at this point. I think I'm more struggling with Ooh, here we go. With these lines, like what I can do that's acceptable. Because there's definitely some like fancy tricks that sometimes I do like on accident, and I don't really recall that I can do that to like include certain squares or exclude certain squares. So, something that I feel like someone with a really good memory would probably not be struggling with. So what did that do? Maybe if this minecart wasn't broken, it would go down there. Or it would close the flap. Gosh. What? No, stop it. I'm trying to solve this one. Okay, let's try this. Which is what is happening? That's maybe we'll make it, we'll be able to solve this. This is definitely an endpoint. But it looks like we're missing a strip of metal right there. Something that time travel would fix. I'm gonna beat that theory into the ground. Interesting. These are almost the same flour sacks as what we were seeing in the color lab. So maybe another weird harebrained tinfoil hat theory. Maybe the flowers were not real. Maybe they were made out of stone. Maybe they were statues. And they had been painted. Evidence that everything is fake here. There's no actual life. It's all an elaborate ruse. I feel bad for these birdies though. They look very lifelike. Like they were just minding their own business. And then bam! Turned into stone. Now, interesting to me that these are solved, or it's just showing me solutions. So what happens if I solve that one down there? Or no, that's how it is solved right now. And that's how that's solved right now. But I could change it while I'm standing up here. So, what happens if I lower that platform while I'm up here? So this raises up the ramp, which would connect the line. Nice. And then we lift up the other one and should be I like that these are depictions of basically what you want to do. Still and this is just the ladder to drop back down, I'm guessing. Oh no. You stinker. Okay. This is gonna be like a timing thing. I'm gonna have to do it when it's going up. But that was interesting though. We did learn something from that. Okay. I like this, that you have to actually like manipulate the surrounding to get it to work, which I think is also going to work with the bow. By the color lines. Nice. And can we solve the railroad thing from here? No, because that flaps up and we really don't want the flap up. Oh gosh. Okay. This guy. Here's a start point. And I think we want to spiral out, but we need to exclude something. So what are we going to exclude? I mean, that's so pretty. I don't really want to... It's pretty. It doesn't do anything. Nothing is excluded. I'm including everything. That's what I'm doing. It's just pretty. Okay, well. This... How am I gonna separate these? Yeah, I think I'm getting close. They do need to be plain close though. I need an exception too. Who's gonna be my exception? Could be a dot. Doing more spirals. I'm really drawn to that for some reason. More spirals. Not a spiral, but could maybe work. Oh, here we go. Nice. Okay. Multiple endpoints, multiple start points. Fun. Okay, well this isn't a start point, because there's no way for us to get both of these unless one of them is our exception. Okay, this is looking correct so far. Oops. Don't think I want to do that. Need to exclude. Here we go. Now the question is, could I draw this path so that that black cube can be my exception? And my other question is, why is the little three-prong thing purple? I'm not sure. Let's try it this way. Not liking how this is looking. Because if we continue this way, we're gonna have... I think we got closest the other way. There's just so much. So many potential paths and exits. Back up, back up, back up. Okay. This is good so far. But I'm gonna get stuck with having more than one thing be an exception. Oh boy. I want to do this. So how do I do this? From a different start point. Can I do it? Okay, so if I start in the corner, I could do this and get to the exit in the opposite corner. So, take a picture, and we're gonna do that. Oh, except this is the problem with starting here. That would be our one exception, though. Okay, so let's see, this one up and through here. And jog Up and down and around like so. Yep. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. Big problem. Huge problem. This is a problem. Okay, well, once again, can I do this from... Can I... No. I was just trying to think, can I do this if I start from that point and go backwards? Let's see what that looks like. Maybe I'll have some sort of epiphany. The problem with this shape is that I block off all my exits along my path. Okay, well, how about... This would give us more than one exception. Because I don't see a way to isolate those. Man, I feel like I am so close. I just want to swap this guy for this guy. I mean, maybe... No. Because it does go purple and then white, so I was thinking maybe hoping that it would be okay to have two exceptions, like it would go white and then it would let me have another exception. Wishful thinking, I know. I don't know, we might be getting to the point that I was talking about where we go to the treehouse. Because I think this is a ladder. I don't know. I just drew another parallel, but I don't know why the learning things would be right, because it seems like... So the parallel is how these are sculptures. So we're like sculpting things out of clay, sort of like how I was mentioning that these shapes mimic what we want to happen. Like the ladder. And that, bridging the gap up there, and the ramp. Except there's one exception. The bird. Is he crossing his toes? No. Okay, so now that we have the ladder, we don't need to fuss with these anymore. But we still have that one up there, which does something. I'm not sure what it does. Maybe this... Where is it? This one? There's a cord going to it already. And it's lit up, so... What? I felt like I see a saw. I see a saw! There was a cord that came out here, but I don't see it. Okay, it's time to stare into the soul of this. Have a heart to heart. I mean, this makes the most sense because it's the only start point where... I mean, you would think that all of them look like you have to go through them, but... I don't know. We tried the other two, so let's try this one. Yeah, this is the one we didn't try. Figures. It's always that last one, you know? Because it's impossible not to be the last one. That's why it's always the last one. So that solved something. I don't know if the different endpoints do different things. God, he's so creepy. I mean, like, when I look at him from the side, he's not that creepy. He's probably actually, like, the least creepy. But when his face is just, like, in my peripheral vision, I don't... That's not cool, man. Okay. Let's see... What is it about the cord going to the roof? Oh, here's the one that was on that panel, so... Where... I think I saw some out here, actually. Let's lit up, that's lit up. So I was right, I did see one come out the window. And it goes up there. Okay, well. Which means we need to go up. We need to go up. Maybe up this way. Now we can follow this cord. There's this lift. Can we actually go on it? Yeah, that's what I thought. now. Whoa, this is crooked. I want to go down. Down. Okay, maybe we don't need time travel to solve this one. Ooh, rock, you better not get in my way. So unfortunate. Because I was not standing in the, like, perfect spot. Oh no! No! Come back! Don't leave me! I wasn't mad at you. I was mad at myself, I promise. You tried to leave me here because I got mad at it. I know that's not what actually happened. That's what it felt like. Okay, so I need to like be perfectly in this corner so this does not get in my way. That tree's very suspicious. Look at how gnarled its branches are. Okay. Now we can go down. Yes. Nice. That makes me excited. Okay. But we did not need to come down here. We're manifesting what we want. We want to go up, so we have it go up, and we want to go down, we have it curve down. And if I'm rambling, it's just because it's after midnight here at the time that I'm recording this, and I'm really tired. So I had done the previous video where I had gotten really frustrated, and I stopped and had a snack, which maybe I was just hangry. I felt better after my snack, so I came back, and clearly that was all I needed to do, was have a snack. Now I'm solving stuff again. Oh, it's got some little leaves right there. The rest of it's not doing so hot. Anyway, before I got distracted by this tree. So, but now I am really tired, so. But I think we're really close to finishing this area, so I would like to do that. Because I've, like, subjected you to 3 long episodes in a row. And I guess I could be down there. Which, I'm sorry about that, but I don't know. It seems like there's a potentiality that you might actually enjoy it. Maybe it gives you a break from doing whatever stressful thing that you have to do. And this is relaxing. So now I'm just giving you an excuse to do the relaxing thing longer. Oh, son of a biscuit. There's a triangle puzzle up there. Shoot, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that before too. Okay, well, but there is a puzzle. Oh, is it that gate? No, it doesn't look like it. It's in like that boathouse, but... It's nice that you don't need that gate, actually, to get in here, because it seems like an impossible puzzle, but maybe that's intentional? Triangle puzzle, right. I mean, doesn't this seem like something? Maybe it isn't. Oh, I already saw this, really? Oh my gosh. Pony, pull yourself together. Okay. I'm one of those people that does not do well when they don't get enough sleep. Like if you get really tired, I like get dizzy, my stomach gets upset. Didn't used to be that way. Used to be that I'd be able to stay up like all night and play video games. These screens are still off. Oh, there's some. Actually, can we go down? Oh, I did not notice this when I was wandering around. You could easily miss these. Okay, well, let me figure out where exactly this... Okay, so I need to solve these guys up there. But how... by doing these, but I can't actually physically get up there. And this is combining ideas. So, no wonder Striker was frustrated, because there's all of these things that, like, these are crooked. I just still don't know what the crooked ones are. That's really frustrating, actually, if we need this to open up the other side of that for the laser. But this is definitely a combination of ideas, so I would say even though most of these are you can do whenever, this is definitely like a later thing. Okay. These are groups of 2. Groups of 2, but they don't have to be so. There we go. They don't mind having other colors with them. That's definitely something that's hard to like shift your mind to. Okay, so no, not like that. Especially because we deal with like separating out the squares when they're this color, but not... Is there really an odd number? Let me count. There's 16. Which means there's an even number. So where did I goof? Right here. Like this. No. How am I gonna do this? No. Okay, well. This is also another long episode. Okay, well, but I wanted to show you. Okay, so I am really tired. And I really don't want you to sit through me trying to struggle through puzzles while I'm tired. And I'm clearly not, like, talking well right now either. But I did have one really good idea about checking on the other pathway for the treehouse, and I feel like we're really close to solving that, so I want to do that real quick, and then I promise we won't do any more really long episodes after this, unless you don't really care. And it's not even like I've been losing, like, not tracking time. I still have my timer going, I just, for whatever reason, am not paying attention to it. I'm just so engrossed in these puzzles. We haven't been on this part of the water, though. We are going a little fast, so I don't think we'll actually be able to solve anything if we see something, but oh, that's gonna be something right there. That's a long one, my goodness. It's gonna be one of those ones where you have to basically click it when you see the start point and drag. Ooh, I don't know. I think the ship has to be not broken. Which will only happen via time travel. Oh wow. And we're all the way in here. That is a crazy path. Ooh, yeah, buddy. This is not deep water at all. You should not have come over here. Look at these gaps. There's no way you could do that. I mean, there might be a way, but it doesn't seem like it to me. Something needs to change. Which could be my perspective. Maybe my perspective needs to change. Okay. Now, I need to remember where I'm going. First off, okay. So, oh yeah, right here. Look at this. Also curious that it could go off this way. I don't think it would quite reach that burnt treehouse, but it might give us a good perspective for that line path. But let's finish this area first, because I feel like we get a nice sense of completion. Or at least I do. Maybe you guys don't, but I get a nice sense of completion when we actually activate a laser. Oh boy. Yeah. Now I have to remember how everything works with different rules again. No. I'm concentrating very deeply right now. Oh. There we go. No. Nope, 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 nope. Dang it. So close. Well, I know what to do. At least. In theory. Practice, maybe not so much. They don't care what color they're with, as long as they have... No, I guess they do kind of care. Well, I think I'm just too tired right now to think clearly, even though I really wanted to get this done. I think it's in my best interest, and probably your best interest, for me to wrap it up, so that way I can be perky and have a fresh mind so I can solve this and not be bashing my head into a wall, because I know how to solve this. I'm just not able to do it at this moment because I'm tired. So I'm not gonna make you guys sit through this. So I really, 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 really appreciate you guys, especially this episode. The last few have been very frustrating. It's okay to get frustrated. And that's something that I guess we all struggle with. We all want to be successful, and when you just feel like you're hitting so many dead ends, it can be really hard. But we did make a lot of really good progress. So I will see you guys all next time on the next Let's Play with Pony.